in that comment as well. All right, in our next topic, it looks like Tesla is just continuing on with the hammer with beating more records, I guess. It looks like Tesla was just announced that they're up 34% and the number one U.S. luxury car sales yet again, beating out a notable manufacturer. And so we'll take a look at it. This is based upon January 2023 figures, and Tesla is still leading the way. But of course, whenever I see headlines like this, Tesla luxury, quote unquote luxury manufacturer, I always kind of double think on that. But it still is cool to see Tesla, I guess, pushing the way with registrations and sales. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you are interested. So let us jump into this. Shout out to Inside EVs for posting this. Tesla leads U.S. luxury car sales yet again per January 2023 figures. Based on the numbers, Tesla sales were up 34% as compared to January of 2022. That's pretty massive, because if we could kind of roll back the history books, January was definitely a rocky month. And what I mean by that is because the $7,500 discount that was running all through or half of December went away on January 1st. And Tesla didn't necessarily drop their price on the Model Y, $13,000, until January 13th. 12th or something like that. And so, that must have what pushed up the sales, like up 34%. And so, but that was only half of the month. So according to Experian data from January 2023, the electric car maker racked up a nearly 50,000 new registration in the States, which is a massive lead over second place BMW at 31,000 registrations. Wow. So almost double the amount of Tesla's sales over BMW. But the question here is, I always look at this and I want to see what about the other manufacturers out there? I'm talking like Volkswagen. Of course there's other EV manufacturers as well, because because would I agree that Tesla is a luxury car manufacturer? I guess I half agree, but is it more like Volkswagen, Toyota, that type of level? I would almost say it's kind of in this weird in between. If you go to compare Model 3 versus Camry versus Model 3 versus BMW 3 Series, it's definitely in this weird in between between those two. So definitely some cool stuff. Tesla is starting to continue on the hammer. They're slated to sell 1.8 million vehicles this year, at least projected, when they sold 1.3 last year. And I think Elon and the team are going to do whatever it takes to get there. And when I mean whatever it takes, we've already seen them drastically drop the price of a vehicle. Model Y, I'm speaking about $13,000 overnight. And then we're starting to see this on the Model S and the Model X side, down $20,000 overnight. And so if Tesla Tesla wants volume, but that's what Elon wants, Tesla will get volume from what Elon wants. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Do you actually think Tesla is a luxury car car? Because there's probably a ton of people in here that Tesla was probably not your first vehicle. You drove other vehicles before that. And I always try to ask people that schedule calls with me down below the description. I'm gonna throw my Patreon link or the YouTube join button. They ask me questions, and I always ask them back, what do you drive now? Do you have a luxury vehicle like a Lexus, a BMW, a Mercedes? And are you going to a Model Y? Because I want to set the expectation. It's not necessarily a luxury vehicle. The suspension isn't as good. The materials and quality aren't, up there, but Tesla does lead in a lot of other ways, notably technology. Even though the quality of the interior is not luxury, the technology, I would say, is definitely luxury in terms of its intuitiveness at the end of the day. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. We're going to jump into our next topic, just a short one. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description, the Patreon link where you can definitely check out and support the channel. So definitely check it out.